Because this is all this is. When somebody goes on social media and they say something to piss you off, okay, you can't get back at them, okay, so you go to physically handle it. It still stems from social media
retaliating
bullying,
physically.
Right? So our guest today actually grew up all of her life with those kinds of problems and issues. That's actually how we informally met, because I hadn't met her until today. But she's been a follower of the bullybox show and, you know, all the work that we do. And she wanted to share how she felt. You know, because I always talk about how when I was bullied in school with the eyeglasses and, you know, the dog food and everything. But I've learned to deal with it on certain levels. It still hurts every day, you know, depending on the situation or whatever. But for the most part, I've learned to not retaliate and react to everything. You mentioned defending. You can defend yourself without your hands.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We tell people every day that words are powerful. Words hurt. What you tell people will get your point across. But yet, instead of you choosing your words, you picked your hands up.
And it is really what's happening. And, you know, I don't want to go backwards, you know, in the conversation, but it reminds me of the conversation we were having last week about just having a full conversation about human behaviors, because we know what we saw, what was captured on the video, but we don't know the whole story. We don't know how it started. We know we see something that is not okay as a result. Right?
Absolutely.
But we have to start teaching people to respect other people. We have to start, you know, also talking about other options and how to handle those situations. But just having, you know, these shallow conversations I think we've been having about what not to do when you're bullied, I think is not okay. We need to have full conversations about these situations.
I'm tired of awareness. We're aware. If we ain't nothing else, we're aware. We need some preventative measures at this time. At this time. But today we have a special guest in studio. She is and actually Marcus will pull up the contact information for the bullybox logo, as well as our contact information. This is special to me because this young lady follows us. She has been bullied because of her disability. She has been bullied because she is considered different from others, when in all actuality, she has not. So thankful to JNS Tax Pros again, we are able to sit and have a serious conversation with someone who has personally gone through this. So we welcome to the studio, everybody, Miss Jamie Cormier.
Hi, Jamie.
She is a anti-bullying advocate, and a very sweet lady to add. Hi, Jamie, welcome.
Hi, thank you.
Thank you for coming.
No problem.
Found the building. Okay, I saw you walked in with strawberries. I can't wait for you to tell us about this garden. So, tell me about yourself, Jamie, and our viewers.
I'm 30 years old, and I'm from Opelousas, Louisiana. I lived in Opelousas my entire life. I did live in Lafayette for a little while, on and off, to go to UL. I guess my disability started whenever I was born 2 months premature. My mom had a very hard pregnancy for me. It's kind of gruesome, so I'm not going to go into all the details. But whenever I was born, they diagnosed me with a connective tissue disorder that they thought was something called Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, but they never did the genetic work. they focused more on my scoliosis that they found later on. My parents wanted me to have a normal childhood and not in hospitals my entire childhood. So I thank them for that. I was in early intervention preschool for 2 years, and they wanted to keep me an extra year, but Mom and Dad were like, no, she's going to kindergarten on time.
Go, Mom.
Well, Mom and Dad. And I gotta give a shout out to my dad. He's the one that really pushed me.
Good job. What's Dad's name?
Ronald.
Mr. Ronald.
Yep. I have an older brother. He was 6.5 years older than me, and he's what everybody considers normal because he don't have disabilities. And I gotta give him a shout out because me and him were like total opposites. He's not real social. He prefers to study and better his education, whereas I'm Miss Social Butterfly. I like to have fun. He likes to be behind a book.
Okay.
But me and him, we always been like oil and vinegar. And I texted him a while back because I thought about it. He was 6 whenever I was born, and he had Mom and Dad's attention for 6 years. So I was like, I wonder if there's any like negative, like regret or resentment. And so I texted him, and he's like, no, and I'm sorry if you ever felt that way. I love you. And I actually cried because
It's really sweet.
yeah, that's like one of the only times me and my brother ever had a sweet moment.
Oh, well, I'm here to tell you, it's not just your brother. You do this when you say normal.
Well, the reason why is because my mom has always said nobody is really normal. We're all
Facts.
different, and so everybody's normal is their own normal.
That's correct.
And she actually, the reason she says that since I was little is whenever I was a baby, she took me to the pediatrician, and he basically told her, you can just look at her and see she's not normal.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so after that, that's what she's basically told me my whole life.
So if you can, you mentioned the connective tissue, and I'm a nurse, so I kind of understand it. But you also mentioned scoliosis. Can you go into a little detail for the viewers who are not aware about scoliosis?
Scoliosis, a average person's spine is straight, whereas mine curves. And I actually have what's called kyphoscoliosis, which is multiple curves.
That's correct. Okay. And does it affect a certain area more? Like, is it the lumbar as opposed to the sacral or thoracic regions?
I don't remember. It's more my upper.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Do you think that you mentioned that there was 2 choices that your parents were given at this time? Just hypothetically speaking.
Yeah.
Did you ever give any thought on what your life would have been like if they would have made the other decision?
I know that looking at some of my friends who were in like special ed and stuff, not the physical, theirs were more mental or social. But some of them, their parents had no real expectations, and they just sit at home and complain about they're bored and they want, like, I go to college, and one of my friends is like, I wish I was smart enough to go to college. And I'm like, girl, you are smart. It'd be a lot harder for you, but you could do it if you really want to.
You mentioned expectations, which is something that I had mentioned in the Said What I Said earlier. Do the expectations that your parents had and have for you, do they match yours? And if, do all of them match, rather?
Well, I mean, like any teenager, I mean, I got grounded for bad grades and stuff. And at the time I thought, oh, they don't understand, it's not fair, da-da-da. Typical teenage stuff, you know? But looking back on it, I don't think I'd be in college had they not really pushed me.
And you're in college now?
I'm not in there right now because the spring semester is still in the cold time.
Okay.
And I have
that does
pain.
a little damage to the causes pain, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I know about arthritis. So yeah.
Yep.
Have you ever been bullied because of your?
Yes. Well, some of it really, I don't think the kids really intended to, because some of them were really little and they really didn't understand.
Mm-hmm.
But it made me more self-conscious. My first incident was when I was 5, and it really wasn't bullying. I went to the grocery store with Mom because I practically went everywhere with her when I was little. But this particular store, Delshamps and up.
I remember Delshamps.
They had the VHS rental section in the front. And I didn't want to go grocery shopping. I asked Mom if I could go look at the movies so she could rent one for me when she was done checking out groceries.
New school don't know nothing about renting movies.
No. No. It's Netflix and all.
Right. Netflix and chill.
Yeah.
Right.
Streams now.
Yeah. But this little girl and her mom walk in, and I have my back to the door. And she's probably a year younger than me. And before then, I didn't know I was different. I mean, I was pretty much sheltered. Mom didn't tell me nothing. At the time, I thought everybody went to the doctor as often as I did. Or wore a, what's called a body brace.
Body brace.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, I thought that was normal. But I had my back to the door, and I hear this little girl say, "Mommy, look, the monster poster," or something. And I'm looking around like, okay, where's a cardboard cutout or something? And I turn around, and she's pointing right at me. And it made me look in the reflection of the glass. And I'm like, yeah, I guess my back does stick out, and it is a little scary. But yeah, that was my first event of that.
I want you to push up your chair a little bit, because I want my viewers to really that thing rolls around a lot.
Yeah.
You mentioned that you didn't really become self-conscious until like school.
Yeah.
Was it because of the things they said that gave you that?
Well, the early years, like kindergarten through 3rd grade, it really wasn't that bad. It was more 4th grade, and that's really when it starts, because preteen hormones, they think bullying's funny for some reason. But what's really ironic is one of the nicknames they gave me, and this started in 6th grade, is Hunchback of Notre Dame. But what's funny is the movie came out when I was like 5, and I told Mom, I'm like, "Mom, he's got a back like me." But then fast forward to 6th grade, and they call me that, and it's like, no, don't call me that.
Right. Now, Jamie, I've seen you on social media, and I remember a comment you posted, and I don't remember what it was in response to, but you mentioned that the no tolerance policy at school, bullying, was a joke. And so that led me to believe that you experienced bullying at school and nothing happened as a result of it. Can you tell me a little bit?
Not just me, but like the kids that are in like special ed. I would see like friends that were in special ed get picked on, and some of these kids don't even realize they're getting bullied and mocked. So because I went through bullying and I understood it, I was kind of the one that would jump in and defend them.
Wow.
And especially in junior high, if you ask some of my former classmates, I probably took it the wrong way. I kind of would start getting
aggressive.
Don't do that.
Well, do you think that aggression came from being tormented?
Yeah, maybe some trauma.
Because I know you're saying that you jumped in, you would
Yeah.
jump in to defend situations.
Yeah.
How did the school administrators handle those situations? I'm just curious.
I really don't remember. I remember in junior high, we were in lunch line, and this guy, I don't remember who it was. It's somebody I'm friends with now, ironically. But,
It's funny how that happens.
yeah, maturity, I guess. But they see this tiny, short person with a disability, and they think, oh, I'm just going to cut her.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked them 3 times, please go back to your spot. I was here first. They didn't listen, so Jamie kicks them or rolls over them with their book sack. I handled it wrong, but
Well, I make no comment there.
yeah.
But I will say this, that is part of what I always stress. People always focus on the reaction
Yeah.
from the person.
Yep.
They never ever look at the instigative factors
Yeah.
that occurred before them.
Yep.
And that's one of the reasons why you and I agree that zero policy, that doesn't work.
No.
It doesn't work because it's actually a zero policy against reacting against
Yeah.
bullying. It's not a zero policy against bullying.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a zero response
Mm-hmm.
policy.
Yep.
And that's not.
And there's
that's
no,
not it.
and we were talking about this earlier too. There's no room for self-defense.
Correct.
Right.
So if someone is bullying you physically
Mm-hmm.
and you defend yourself physically, then you're also
Just
subject to
Right.
whatever
And the
disciplinary
crazy part
action.
is that's not preparing
No.
anyone for anything that's
No.
coming. Because that's not how life is.
No.
Okay, 9 out of 10 times, if you go anywhere and slap or assault someone,
Yeah.
punch somebody, or you're gonna get a reaction.
Yeah.
But and so in school, when they're not allowed to react or respond, it creates a bad,
Yeah.
just the history of bad things. When you go out in the community, because baby, I see that you is not limited on a thing. Not a thing, and we do have to get them beignets and coffee. But anyway, when you go out in the community now, how is it for you?
Overall, I mean, it's okay. I mean, yeah, there's probably some people that would say stuff, but it's mostly little kids staring. I would rather them just come up and ask the question instead of just being across the way and just staring me down like I'm part of a circus act or something.
Well, I tell you what, we're going to go ahead on and solve that right now. I would like for you to tell the children what you would like to know when they see you.
That I'm just like everybody else. I was born different, and I may look different, but I still have a heart like everybody else.
Absolutely. I can't tell you enough how excited I am. Because I actually would like to work with you going forward. That way we can have a bigger voice for those special needs babies of ours in the school system. That way someone that may have disability as yours can feel just as empowered as you. You're super awesome.
Thank you.
Like super awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I wish
so much
I
for
would
having
have.
such a voice.
Absolutely.
Because statistically, individuals with disabilities are targeted. And so to have an advocate and someone who's a voice for everybody to say, no, this is not okay.
Yeah.
I think it's great. So.
Absolutely. I always thank you for, speaking up for the right things.
I had a lot of good influences between my family. I had great best friends that always stood up for me whenever I needed them to.
We want to give the best friends a shout out. Mine right here. One of them.
Well, let's see. My friend Whitney Marks, that we were actually in Girl Scouts together for a while.
Oh, awesome. Hey, Whitney.
My best friend, she lives in Italy right now because her husband's in the
Nice.
service. Amber Richard True.
Oh, Amber, if you're watching, girl from Italy, share the video, girl.
And her little girl Avery, who is
Hi, Avery.
2 or 3. my best friend Angelica Simmons Kaminsky, and she lives in Pennsylvania.
If you're watching in Pennsylvania, girl, shut it.
Or Pittsburgh. I don't-
Okay.
Yeah, me and her have been friends since junior high, and actually I've been knowing her since we both went to Growley Elementary, but we got close in junior high because I started riding the school bus. And the first day she sat next to me because I was sitting by myself.
And how old are you, Jamie?
30.
Okay. Yeah, I went to Growley.
Growley.
Yeah.
We
We're
went
not
to
gonna
Growley.
we're not gonna talk about
Yeah, we won't talk about Growley.
Mind your business. We're not gonna talk about it.
Our Growley days were interesting.
They were interesting in
We
there.
have some stories.
And the playground. You remember the where I lost my glasses? Just for the record, everything is still there the same way. The same sidewalk, the same classrooms, bathrooms. Just for the record. Put that on the record.
I know they had temporary buildings back
They
there.
still
a long
there.
time
They
ago.
still
They're
there.
still there.
Really?
Same
Yeah.
buildings, exact same buildings.
Oh wow.
Nothing's changed, baby.
Mm-hmm.
It's something about our town. We like to keep it consistently. Okay.
Yep. And
I'm
then
not gonna do it today, Jamie. Because you know me and you be going all the time on Facebook.
yep. But
I can't thank you enough for taking the time out. And I do know that you have something coming up, correct?
my birthday on May 5th.
That's correct. She will be 31.
Yeah.
Birthday, girl.
Happy early birthday.
Thank
Everybody watching, send Jamie some happy birthdays, right? So again, thank you, Jamie, and thank you to JNS Tax Pros.
And then this is for you. That's
Oh.
my stickers.
Wait, she brought us gifts.
Oh.
This is awesome. We have our own stickers. Where's the camera?
Oh, that's
Wait.
very nice.
Look at this. You made these yourself?
Using my Cricut.
Cricket? Okay.
Oh, executive producer. We need to get this. we're gonna get with you about making some of this for us.
Okay.
Thank you very much for joining us. Again, thank you to JNS Tax Pros, 2232 Ambassador Caffrey.